Hi there and welcome to Planet Coaster. I've been working on my tropical island park this week. It's really starting to come together. This week I've built a sleek, shiny glass monorail station. It's sitting adjacent to the hotel I completed last week. So this is quite a small build compared to the extensive hotel build last week. I was away for a long weekend last weekend, so I haven't had as much time this week to dedicate to Planet Coaster, what with my real job and squeezing in a mini break too. So I decided to go with something quite simple this week, and building up the monorail station here fit in quite nicely with that. This also goes some way to filling in the hotel area of the park, so it's almost complete. I may add some shops and souvenir shops down here, and I may build up another hotel as well either side of the main one, maybe some cheaper ones, so you've got your luxury one in the middle and maybe just some huts or something either side. So the main hotel is quite modern and stylish, which is quite different to the theming of the rest of the park, so I decided to keep this theme for the monorail station too. I wanted something quite simple with gentle curves and a lot of glass, but I also wanted it to stand out a bit, so I've made it quite tall. It's made up of mostly glass with a white frame that spans the whole structure. I like how I've got the glass curving right around, incorporating the roof and the sides. Unfortunately, I lost quite a bit of the build in a game crash, hence why the footage jumps from positioning the structure over the monorail to being almost complete. I don't know if anyone else is struggling, but I'm starting to get the crashes happening again more frequently. They settled down for me after the last update, but it seems to be getting up to the same level as they were before. I think my game crashes if I'm in a menu when it wants to autosave. I get a feeling that there's maybe too much processing going on if I'm doing stuff when it attempts to autosave, so that tends to just instigate a crash for me. This is really unfortunate because that means I've lost maybe 15 to 20 minutes of a build if I haven't manually saved. Anyway, I'll stop complaining about it because it's not like you can do anything about it anyway. So at this point, I wasn't sure whether I wanted to decorate the inside of the monorail with a fountain or just use shrubbery. The space in there is quite tight, so I went with the foliage in the end over a fountain. I think it looks quite good with the banana trees. The vibrance of the colours are quite pleasing. Having that burst of colour suits it quite well since the building is so colourless itself. I do love using this red berry tree as well. I use this all over the park. What you do is, instead of using the whole bush, if you sink it into the ground, it looks kind of more like a little plant rather than a whole bush. So the last thing I worked on was adding a safety barrier around the platform. I tried a few different railing styles to suit the building. I think I looked at a rope barrier and the metal coaster supports, but in the end I settled on the basic metal fencing. Luckily it's colourable, so it fits in quite well in that off-white shade. I think it'd be great if they added a few more barrier options in the game. At the moment you either make your own or you're stuck with, there's only about 3 or 4 I think that actually work. Okay, so there you go, one sleek shiny glass monorail station. If you like the build, let me know in the comments and drop a like. I've added this to the Steam Workshop and there's a link to that in the description below. I'm about halfway through completing this park, so feel free to run the playlist if you haven't watched any of the other speed builds yet. I'm recording something different this weekend, so it might be a few weeks until I get back into Planet Coaster, unless I can somehow find time to squeeze in another Planet Coaster build next week. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.